Thumbs up.
From protecting fibs to pissing off libs, HBO, 3 letters in the alphabet, says it's developing a miniseries about former Vice President Dick Cheney, my favorite. The website Deadline Hollywood reports that the network has optioned the Pulitzer Prize-winning book Angler, The Cheney Vice Presidency, and will base the miniseries on that and PBS's Frontline documentary, The Dark Side, which totally sounds objective. HBO says the project will tell Cheney's story from his days in the Nixon administration through serving as vice president under George W. Bush when he became the Antichrist. But producers say it will focus on Cheney's, quote, single-minded pursuit of enhanced power for the presidency, which was unprecedented in the nation's history. And also, of course, on the time he spent dressing up cats as hot dogs and forcing them to wear hats. I think I have to make a correction. That was not a hot dog. That was a sausage link.
That was a wine cork, and that was cruel.
We'd like to apologize to everybody at home.
That's called fact-checking.
Yeah, very good, John. Very good. Hey, Tucker, do you fear that this series will go too easy on Cheney?
Yeah, I really do. Let him off the hook.
Yeah.
How short is the script? This man never talks. And I say that, and that's one of the reasons I love Dick Cheney. He's never emoted. He's never whined about his childhood. I think he's an American hero for that reason. But how could you plausibly do a dialogue-filled hour about it?
He's a man of few grunts.
Very few.
Yeah, I admire him, John. But you know, I know your people hate him. But you must. But generally, you people hate him because you respect him too, right?
Some of us do. I mean, he is a fascinating humanoid. I will give him that. And he obviously loves to infuriate flaming liberals. He just does, and you know, to a certain degree, he kind of revels in the whole Darth Cheney sort of thing.
I don't think he can help.
Look, I mean,
he
is a deeply historical figure, and I would hope to see something objective. I would hope to see something illuminating, because I already have my prejudice towards the man.
Yeah,
and you know, I don't need that confirmed anymore.
I just think, you know, here's Jedediah. I like the fact. Okay, on FX they have a show called Sons of Anarchy, which they romanticize the revelry and the grittiness of a biker gang. You know, people who do bad things.
So
yeah, exactly. They sell meth and guns. You know, that's what they do. HBO, if they had any guts, they would do the same thing with Cheney, who is an quote evil genius, interesting guy. Why don't they? Who basically has more balls than every biker gang.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to do that though. They're going to demonize him. They also have a movie coming out based on the book Game Change, which is going to demonize Sarah Palin and a whole bunch of other people, including the Clintons, I believe. So my issue with this is, first of all, you know, HBO distorts any sort of political content as far as I can see, so that's going to be a disaster. But also, they paint caricatures of these politicians, totally different from who they are, on the left or the right, and I think that's a problem. I think if they're going to do something based on a real-life historical figure, then they need to show us who they are for real, like it or not. You know,
Bill, you tried out for the role of Lynn Cheney, and the woman, Erin Moran, beat you. So I know that you might be a bit biased in this area. Do you think
Erin? We're never having her on the show, by the way. Never, ever, ever.
Erin Moran from Happy Days?
Yes. I'm making this all up.
You're rattling my cage.
Yeah. I didn't mean to do that.
Thanks for thinking of me in the same week, though. I appreciate it.
But Billy, are you looking forward to this movie?
You know, you'd think I would. First of all, I thought HBO was very objective on the Reagan documentary. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
I would normally be excited about something about it. I mean, you got a great villain with Cheney. You've got HBO, so it's going to be uncensored and, dare I say, gritty. But I just cannot get excited about this show. And I don't know what it is. But
and villain. Notice the villain.
Oh, he's absolutely the villain.
But, you know, Bill has a point.
That's what I'm talking about. Are you following what I'm saying? Thank you.
It's HBO, so there'll be plenty of graphic sex.
Yeah. I don't see him as the villain. I see him as a renegade, badass.
He tortured people before it was even made legal.
That wasn't torture.
Well, Christopher Hitchens disagrees, and he knows something about torture.
Does he really?
He really does.
I beg to differ.
He tortured his liver for some 40 years.
I work with you every night. I can't think of any worse thing than that.
Well, how dare you? That was a pot shot. And by the way, I've never complained about my childhood, so that makes me an American hero.
I apologize.
It does. It does. Not once. And
All right, coming up. That'll be edited out. Coming up, are alpacas the tools of Satan? We discuss Jedediah Biela's new book, Alpacas, Tools of Satan, and their insatiable attack on America. Wow. Don't hit the sack. We've got Rebecca Black And a vial of crack. Actual vial of crack not included. Well, it looks like March is turning into Black History Month. Rebecca Black History Month.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
She's turned Friday. She's turned Friday into a payday, while the rest of us throw up a. Yep, while media types mocked Rebecca Black's $2,000 vanity video, the earworm in question has garnered 2 million downloads and is currently number 45 on the iTunes singles chart. Once more, according to Forbes magazine, Rebecca could stand to make $1 million from the auto-tune turd. Actually, I like it. Oblivious to the national... I do. I can't get it out of my head. Oblivious to the national groaning over her newfound fame, paparazzi caught Black frolicking in the snow yesterday. Thankfully, that clearly was the wrong tape. That was an adorable red panda.
Yes, they come in red, don't you know?
Yes, exactly. And they love their frolicking.
Of course they do.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't know this. Marlboro Red's made from red panda.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
that's why they're so satisfying.
Exactly.
Jedediah, $1 million for a lousy video. Isn't that what makes America great? Shouldn't we be saluting this young woman for going out and making this cheap video and now being richer than all of us except for Tucker?
I'm gonna give her props. Okay, I know it's not a great song, but when you have people on the Jersey Shore making millions off of endorsements, I think she's entitled to sing a song not so well, put $2,000 into it, and make $1 million off of it. And think about what kind of entrepreneurs her parents are. I mean, that's some serious
It
entrepreneurs.
is a good investment. You know, make your kids work for a living, but then take the money from the kid before the kids start spending it on drugs.
Oh, you got to do the Gary Coleman thing with your kids. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You got to squander their fortune before they turn 18.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge her a cent. I think she's the Paul McCartney of her generation. Actually, if you look, and my kids first showed me this video, it perfectly sums up, if I can use the word, it's German, the zeitgeist.
Yes.
Really, of the young people.
I often wondered what that word meant.
I still don't know, but I think it sums it up.
I always thought it meant like tights that
My
men
dad
wear.
just bought a used zeitgeist.
But even I'll go,
totally screwed him
Have
on
it
it.
disinfected.
Yeah.
I'll go further and say that kind of represents the entire zeitgeist. Everything.
Yes.
The insipidity of our times, the disposability of celebrity, the way that fame has become this grotesque endurance test.
Yeah.
All she had to do was take it, absorb all the hatred, and now she's $1 million richer.
Yeah, you know, and
this video is everything.
It was talent like this existed for decades. The internet that just spreaded it like disease jam, Bill. And I think that's the beautiful part, is that anybody has a shot at stardom.
Disease Jam, great name for a band.
Yeah, that's true.
would be Rebecca Black and the Disease Jam. Is what I want to see next.
Why haven't you done this yet? You need to put a song out there.
I gotta talk to these shysters, producers that she discussed with, because it's great. It's a great idea to make some cash, particularly since we need a new theme song. But has Vegas done the odds on her inevitable implosion yet? Because it's gonna happen. We know how this movie
Well, they're
ends.
100%. No one's even taking bets on
absolutely.
the
Yeah. It's not even worth it.
She-
The best part is she's now, because of all of the auto-tune naysayers out there, she said she's now going to do an acoustic version, so you can really
Here's
hear
the thing.
the socket.
Here's the
Rebecca
thing.
Black
I
unplugged.
got to say
Yes.
that this woman has a healthy brain on her shoulders, because simple things like Friday make her happy. She's not interested. She wasn't singing like crack cocaine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
she was singing about Friday, which is when we get our crack cocaine.
Yes.
But that has nothing to do with
it's
her.
catchy.
I think cereal is actually code for cracking
No,
the sod.
it's not. She's a nice
I
young
have read
lady.
that.
She's only like whatever.
13.
Yeah, so if you have a comment on the show, email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. Said that strangely. And to leave a voicemail on my direct line, it's simple, 212-462-5050. Tell us how much you hate Bill. And still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy, a loser.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by the Spring Equinox, one of 2 times a year when the tilt of the Earth's axis is inclined neither away nor towards the sun, with the center of the sun being in the same plane as the equator. Thanks, Spring Equinox.